What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to my 31 and 31. Today is day 22, which means today I am talking The Shining. This movie was suggested to me by my brother Adam, and I am glad he did. I haven't seen this movie either in a while, and this is like two Jack Nicholson movies in a row, and two that I really, really love. Um, I remember The Shining, seeing the movie when I was a kid and being absolutely freaked out because there's certain scenes in here that are just weird and bizarre for the sake of being bizarre. Like the guy in the dog costume that he sees in front of another dude. Um, and then we get the woman scene, which is infamous. Uh, the woman scene in the bathtub, which is fantastic. This movie is really dope. I remember watching it and then reading the book and getting a more inspect of it and then rewatching the movie again because I was obsessed. Because The Shining is one of my favorite stories of all time from Stephen King, behind Pet Cemetery, which is my favorite Stephen King book of all time, and It. So this movie is a lot different than what I think in the book, and that's what Stephen King had a problem with because in the book, um, Jack Torrance goes from being sober to being drunk and taken over by the ghost, and goes crazy in the book from being a good guy. Jack Nicholson just comes off as crazy right off the bat because it's Jack Nicholson. And I think that's where Stephen King had a problem is Jack Nicholson came off as crazy automatically instead of the hotel doing it to him. But whatever. So I forget in the book. I think in the book, like he hurts a kid, like he breaks a kid's arm or something because he's a teacher. Um, and then he stops being a teacher because of it and becomes a writer. I always took in the book it was a lot darker than that. I thought he was like he hurt kids in another way. Um, but I guess it was that was pretty much it. Um, so he goes and takes this job out in the middle of nowhere as a caretaker so he can write a book. And then you find out that a whole bunch of stuff happened. Some of the images are in this movie are fantastic, like the images of the twins talking to Danny, going "Join us," and then it starts flashing, and you seeing the bloody girls on the floor with the axe, freaking nuts. Um, I love the fact that the hotel prize on Jack Nicholson's addiction and uses that against him. And this movie also has so many quotable lines. I mean, infamous ones um, like here's Johnny, and that whole monologue is, "I'm not gonna hurt you. I'm just gonna bash your brains in, bash them the fuck in." Like just nut scenes. Um, Stanley Kubrick, in my opinion, did an amazing job with this movie. Yeah, it might not be what Stephen King wanted, but this movie is fantastic. Like your performances are great. Jack Nicholson is on top of his game in this movie. Shelley Duvall, rest in peace. What Stanley Kubrick did to her was so fucked up and wrong. Like making her scared every chance she got, so that when the camera was on her, you got to see true fear. And I thought that was fucked up too. Um, the kid seeing the ghost was really really dope. Um, I'd like a prequel one day of everything about the hotel. I thought that'd be cool, but this movie's fantastic. I love the maze scene when they're going through the maze and like literally the camera like pulls up and you see like the whole maze while they're walking through it. Like it's so super dope. The soundtrack in here is great. The score is amazing in this movie. Keeps the level of tension up. If you haven't seen The Shining, check this movie out. Um, I own it. So I don't know where it's streaming right now. I don't see it being very hard to find. So I was thinking maybe Peacock or Prime, or because it's near Halloween, so The Shining should be readily available for people to rent. But I I absolutely love this movie. Legit love this movie. Like, I don't care how many times I've seen it. I always find enjoyment out of it. I mean, the performance from Scatman Crothers is great. Trying to teach Danny about The Shining. Um, I like the fact that, if I'm correct in the book, the Doc character, or not Doc character, the character of Scatman Crothers, he survives in the book, if I'm correct, and dies in this. But I'd still love to see walks out to try to find Danny, and bam, axe in the back. Fucking great. Um, so yeah, so that's my review of The Shining. Definitely, that is a movie I definitely want people to see. If you haven't seen it, if you're interested in going, I've always heard of The Shining, never watched it. Definitely watch it. There is a remake with Steven Weber and Rebecca De Mornay. It was done for ABC, I think, Sci-Fi, and they did that as a miniseries. That's good in its own right, but I still think this is the best. I think this is the best adaptation, in my opinion, of The Shining, just because it's what I love and what I've been used to for all these years. So that's my review of The Shining. Um, again, being suggested by my brother Adam. Thank you for suggesting it. I loved it. Great movie. And I will be back tomorrow with another review suggested by another person. I don't see the schedule off the top of my head, but it should be another great film. So until next time, stay creepy, my friends.